Things have gone from bad to worse. So late last night decided to do a bit of a pressure test on the water system just before I nail down a few things and make things totally unremovable. It didn't go well. Basically I had water pissing everywhere. There were a couple of things that I was a bit sus about when I put all the water system together. That clear food grade PVC hose, I've never liked that in the past, always had problems with it, and unless you crank those bloody hose clamps up to within an inch of their lives, they leak. You'll see here I've used just black heater hose, which is actually rubber rather than PVC. I don't care if that poisons me or gives me a toxic dose or whatever, but I'm going to be ripping out the PVC and putting heater hose in. Second thing was these John Guest fittings. Now, two types of John Guest fittings. There's these little brass ones here, which they're not very long, and designed to hook up to this sort of fitting here, which actually has a rubber gasket in there. Now, because I didn't want to do that, have these floating around in the air like that, I used these plastic fittings, and which had much longer threads, but they simply do not seal. I've been tearing my hair out on that, trying to stop them from leaking, and no matter how much thread tape I put on or how tight I do them up, they leak. So they're all coming out. What I'm going to have to do is replace them with these brass ones. I picked up a couple of little system pipes which have the rubber seals in them, so that will hopefully solve that problem. One thing I did do last week, which I was quite happy with, was getting the first of the roof racks made up for the solar panels. I was a little bit worried about how hard that was going to be, how I was going to struggle welding everything accurately, but made up a few little jigs and templates and things, and it went really well. So I've made one of those now, and that's completed. I'm going to now whip down to the local metal land or whatever, and pick up the rest of the aluminium that I need. I only have enough to make one. So these brass fittings I picked up do have a little nylon sleeve type washer thing in there. I don't know if you can see, that might be a little bit blurry on the GoPro, a bit too close there, but it looks like when you crank that down it wedges into the thread and also gives you a bit of a compression seal there. I'm going to try that. We'll just crank it down, see how it goes. Yeah, I always struggle to find any advice online on these as to which parts you should use. You would think the manufacturer's site would just say, you know, for this particular fitting you need to use, or for this particular joint that you're trying to make, this is the fitting you need. But no, the John Guest website was awful. I couldn't even find these parts on there. One good thing with these John Guest pipes, it's real easy to remove them. You push the little collar in and the pipes just pop back out. New pipe routing. So the reason why I haven't tested it so far is because I haven't got the full system hooked up yet. These are basically my fill lines that go to the suction side of the pumps and also down to the water tanks. So yeah, obviously I can't suck water out of the tank because there's an open pipe here. So once I hook this hose up, I'll just leave this trickling and then I can run the pump and then pressure test the whole thing. Cold water is pressurized, so I'll switch that off. Right, just charging up the hot water system now. So I've got the fill on full flow now, and no leaks there, which makes me very happy. I'll fire up the pump now and see how the pressure side is. This should be fine. This one's sealing onto the rubber O-ring, so I can't see that's going to have any leaks there. We'll leave those sitting there pressurised now and just make sure there's no leaks in an hour or so. Right, just been out on a 2-hour shopping spree. Got all the aluminium now for the roof racks, and also bought all the connectors, brackets and things for the solar panels. So it's now full go getting these roof racks done. It's like 4:30 in the afternoon and I want to get these done today.
Okay.
All the sides bent. First part of the welding done, it's got little spacers on there, little 20mm risers. So this part's set up in the jig already to put the feet on there. The angle is about 7 degrees. I don't know what it's supposed to be, but I measured it to 7 and set it up to that and test fitted the first one on there. It seemed to work, so we're going to go with 7 degrees. Alright, so that's the legs welded on. This could work just like that, but I want to pretty it up a little bit, so I just got these little end plates that I've made up that we were bending earlier, so I'll just weld those on, top and bottom. Kick off Tuesday morning with a bit more positivity than Monday. The water leaks are all fixed. I think they are. So I made a good bit of progress on the roof racks last night. Job today is going to be, I need to put mounting bolts in here, so I'm going to put riv nuts in so I can bolt down the solar panels, and then I'm going to go ahead and just get the solar panels on, because I've got 5 panels here stacked up against the wall, and I need to get them on the roof. So I dropped into AWM Electrical last night, one of the electrical trade wholesaler type places, picked up these solar panel clamps. So these ones go around the outside and these ones go in the middle, sort of, if you can picture that. So material compatibility becomes a bit of a concern, or something to consider with aluminium roof racks and things, especially with aluminium solar panels. Galvanised steel and aluminium don't play nicely together. So basically what will happen if you've got a lot of aluminium like this and use galvanised bolts, the zinc coating will get eaten away because of the galvanic corrosion effect between aluminium and zinc. For aluminium roof racks, you need to fit stainless steel riv nuts and use stainless steel bolts to hold down your solar panels. So that your solar panel brackets that come from the electrical suppliers actually have stainless steel bolts in them for that reason as well. And just squirt a bit of silicone down into the hole. Ooh. Got these from Sunyi in Altona. I think they're pretty good on their power ratings that they state on the website. These are 120 watts, which stacks up on the size of them and everything. It all, you calculate out the theoretical possible delivery of a panel this size, and it adds up to 120. So yeah, pretty confident. Got 5 of these to go on. Lex is just out getting all the bits and pieces that I forgot to get yesterday, but anyway. Well, I'm going to claim victory. We have it all switched on. We've got power going into the battery. How's that for a thing of beauty? These clamps, they're awesome. Such a nice finish on that, and riv nutted into the aluminium frame. Perfect. Just trying to give it a dividing wall to go between the bathroom and the kitchen. I'll clad this in the aluminium composite panel. That blue stuff back there somewhere behind the white stuff. So no more aluminium on this one. This is just a wood frame. It's only a little dividing partition, so nothing structural. You're not going to believe this. After all my grief with leaks and things, look what's happening here. I've got 2 of these bloody U-Butte John Guest best thing since sliced bread fittings. Bought these both at the same time. Both of them are leaking exactly the same spot. I'm not impressed, to say the least. I believe it's Thursday morning. So, here's my petition framing for the bathroom wall. Started on a bit of the backing board now. That'll go onto this side, and then I'll attach the aluminium panelling up the side there. And you'll also notice that once again I have disconnected pipes. So they're all cut with a proper cutting tool, so they're all cut nicely at 90 degrees, brand new hoses, and they were dripping. The only thing I can think is that maybe they're on a bit of an angle, so maybe that was twisting it a little bit. So what I might do is actually take these joins down and put them underneath the cupboard. And then bring 4 pipes out into this space here. It's a little bit frustrating. I'm really getting sick of these water leaks. I've never had this problem on other systems. It's only this John Guest water system that I've had issues with. So one potential issue that might be causing leaks on this garbage is when you've got a bit of a bend in the piping as it goes into a fitting, and that can cause the O-ring inside not to seal properly. To try and help that, you've got one of those grey things there. There we are. Try and help that. There are these little grey inserts that you can get that poke inside the pipe, like so. So you squeeze those down all the way down, and that just helps support that section of the pipe there. I don't know, I guess it sort of straightens it out. It might help the joint a bit. Anyway, reassembling everything, and we'll see how this plays out. This is getting beyond a joke. So I've just put in the blue John Guest pipe down the back there, hard to see, into one of their brass fittings, and it's pissing out, absolutely pouring out of there. Now I marked that with a marker, so I know it's inserted far enough. I marked a 20mm line on it, and I can't see that anymore. I've cut the edge perfectly, I've deburred it, I've done everything in the textbook. The only thing I can see is that that line does curve up a bit. So maybe there's a bit of a curve pressure on there, which is causing it to leak. But that's not the end of it. I mean, seriously. Anyone would think that I have never put together 2 pipes before in my life. Well, it's pushing 3 o'clock in the afternoon now. I've wasted the entire day chasing leaks and things. It's not leaking at the moment. You know, I had a joint that was leaking, one of those John Guest ones where the hose pushed in, was leaking again, then just stopped, and now it's not leaking. I've jiggled it, played with it, it's not leaking anymore. Everything inside the van is now sealed, possibly not leaking. So I sent an email to the people I bought the tank off. They want to see photos of the tank destroyed before they send the new one. Anyway, I'm in negotiations with that, so we'll see if they can send the new tank, and then I'll destroy it when the other one arrives. Because another Friday morning. Let's see what awaits me. To say Thursday was a mess would be an understatement. Plumbing has been killing me. First order today is to just check and see if we've got any leaks again today. Over this whole John Guest plumbing system, but I've invested probably $300 or $400 in it all now, so there's no going back. Oh, holy crap. Well, don't know if you can see that, but up there on that red one there is a big drip of water underneath it. These things are useless. I am at my wit's end with this shit. Okay, no more videoing today because there's going to be lots and lots and lots of swearing, and I am pretty much over this. This is going to break me. So I just got on the phone to the suppliers of John Guest, or the manufacturers of it. From the best I could describe of the process I've used, they can't suggest anything that may be the issue. The only thing I can think is that I've got a curve in the pipe here. You can see that curves up into the wall, and maybe that's kind of twisted. Look at that, you can see the water on my fingers there already. Maybe that's causing the joint to twist a little bit. It only seems to be these wire joiners up here. Both of them are leaking. That's my second set of wire joiners now. I bought some new ones thinking I might have damaged the O-rings. This is just wasting time. I've lost 2 days on this now. Couple this with the fact that my water tank is defective and is pissing water out, so I can't actually hold any water in the van anyway. It's sorry for the negative video. Well, it's lunchtime and this is it. I've been to Bunnings and I've bought all new plumbing supplies, all PEX residential stuff. John Guest is getting the arse and going in the bin. Blowing the pressure out. Hopefully by tonight I can turn this around and have a non-leaking plumbing system, and then move on with the rest of the important stuff. Anybody want some cheap plumbing parts? It started with the hardest part. I've got the black PEX piping in there now, the big brass fittings. That's hooked up to the sink mixer. Had to cut some monstrous big ugly holes in the back of my cupboard there to get the pipe through. Obviously this pipe's a lot bigger than the John Guest stuff. Once I get all this plumbed up, then it's going to be pretty much rigidly locked there, because these pipes are very stiff. And then I'll just run another one down through here. It's a strenuous exercise. These are hard to push together, very hard to bend because it's a very stiff pipe, very thick, but I'm confident they're going to work. Saturday morning, we've got a few days of rain. This is going to make it a challenge. Water checking time. I'm not totally sure whether I even want to look. The entire plumbing system has now been completely replaced. I've ripped out all of the John Guest stuff and replaced it with PEX. The connections between the pumps and the accumulators are done with braided stainless steel piping. These are basically the same pipes that you use in toilet systems. Obviously available from Bunnings. Everything is available from Bunnings. Cost wise, it's cost me about $200 to get all the pipe fittings, etc, etc. Now, leak wise, this has been pressurized all night, so on the plus side there is no drips on the floor, so I'm very, very happy about that. Can't see any droplets on any of the fittings. Everything's looking pretty good so far. Just have a quick check around those, and that's all feeling very dry. And up to the shower plumbing, no drips in sight, all looking good. I think my plumbing saga is over. So I'm making a start on the bike rack, just making up a shelf to go in the back there. This has taken all day. This is the start of the bike rack, so this is basically the table. I haven't bolted it all in yet, anyway. And then the bikes sit up on top of that. Sunday morning. Nothing to see here. I'm just going to put the 2 tracks there, so there'll be 2 tracks, one on each side for each bike. Need to work out a way of holding that in there. So that's today's challenge. Nearing the end of another tough day, but at least the 2 bikes are mounted. So I've got space down there for my helmet and all my gear and stuff. A bit of a puzzle trying to get them in and out. Technically I should have probably mounted that table about even 50mm lower, and the whole process would be so much easier. That's what it looks like with the bikes out. I am far from proud of it. So I think it might be time just to go and sit and relax for a while. A few minutes break, and then tomorrow morning kick off again and see if I can make some better progress next week. Only got 2 weeks left before we have to get out of this house. Yeah, we're a long way off being able to live in the van, but unfortunately we're on a deadline and have to live in it soon, so it's going to be interesting. Anyway, catch you all later.